This is Emily James. Her good deed brought her good grief at her job that she no longer has, which is a blessing in disguise. But anyways, keep watching as you'll see how volatile the nature of your job can be as we cover Emily's situation. Vent about your employment situation on JobZombie.com, the ultimate social network that provides strategies to battle employee burnout. Post content, ask questions, learn wealth creation. JobZombie.com is the starting base to survive the employment apocalypse. Go to JobZombie.com and register your free account to become an official member. With today's companies being supermassive conglomerates, it's pretty easy to allow basic human understanding to slip through the cracks in pursuit of massive gains. The banking industry handles the accounts of people, but unfortunately, they many times don't do it well. And this is where people like Emily step in when the banks fail to empathize with their own customers. Let's get deeper into this story. Do keep in mind as well that this was during the holiday season.
As a senior banker at a U.S. Bank branch in Portland, Oregon, Emily James had been trying to help out a customer who had a hold on his paycheck for several days.
He told me he'd been into the branch, they'd verified funds, they'd verified his employment, but they're still not removing the hold. They're saying that they don't have the authorization to do so.
So this past Christmas Eve, when the customer called from a gas station regarding the hold once again, James said the answer was clear. $20 of her own cash was a Band-Aid.
It's the right thing to do, and I really think that I would like to help you in at least this little gesture. I know it's not going to solve everything, but I can at least get you home.
She passed the cash and came back to work. Then, a few days after Christmas, she was fired by a manager.
She walked me through the turnstiles where security is, and I gave her my badge and I left.
When Dr. Mia Mulrennan heard about this, she said she felt disappointed, knowing from years of research and HR experience that employees like James are hard to come by.
My research says if you take 100 people, out of that group of 100, only 6 or 8 of them will truly be customer-centric.
She says the biggest mistake U.S. Bank made was not only firing James, but firing her as quickly as they did.
If they had taken more time to actually investigate all of the components and pieces and then realistically see what was the intent of the employee, what was the outcome versus just firing.
U.S. Bank CEO Andy Cecere was quick to offer up an apology once news reached him. He says the decision doesn't reflect who they are as a company and that he doesn't think that they got this one quite right. What's right is what James did. As for those asking why James did what she did, why she even bothered, she says they're asking the wrong question.
If I can take 20 minutes out of my day, an hour out of my day, and it makes someone else's life just a little bit better, why not?
This would be a classic example of an employee is just a number within our company. They make it clear that they're not interested in people that think and have compassion. Here it is. A representative of the company does a great deed that reflects positively in the community. A debacle like this should have been approved once the client provided all of their verifications, but unfortunately the client is also just a number in the pool of capitalism. Ironically, U.S. Bank, the 5th largest bank in America, was named one of the world's most ethical companies in 2019. Go figure. Maybe they should ask the unfortunate customer how their experience was right before the Christmas holidays. The guest psychologist seen in this clip even pointed out that employees like Emily are extremely hard to come by. But what does U.S. Bank think? We'll allow Emily to explain things.
I got a Skype message from another banker saying Mark was on the phone again and he only wants to speak with you. He calls me when they're being pushed out of the branch, basically. And that's when I reached out to Deposit Risk and was like, hey, can we fix this? Like, There's no reason. We verified the funds. So deposit risk, instead of having a manager come in at 6 p.m. Central, they actually closed. It's Christmas Eve, everybody goes home early. He was probably sat on hold for almost a half an hour while I'm reaching out to other departments. Hey, can anyone take care of this? Can anybody do anything for me? Checked back in with him, and that's when he was like, man, I just wish I had 20 bucks of my own money. So I put him on hold. I said, okay, wait, give me just a second. I want to go ask somebody a question. Didn't even tell him what I was doing. Walked over to a manager's desk, explained the whole situation, said, hey, at this point, I really just want to get this guy home for Christmas. Like, that's my heart broke. Why would you intentionally hold someone's money that's verified on Christmas Eve? I got permission to leave, went back, told him. He said, no, it's fine. I'll be fine. I was like, no, really, like, it's the right thing to do, and I feel so bad. I'll be right there. It'll take me 20, 30 minutes depending on traffic. So after I got her permission and I go back and tell Mark all of this, I went back over to her and said, I have a 45-minute lunch. Do you want me to clock out? And she said, no, go ahead and stay on the clock. I go to my car and I leave, and I met him there, probably there maybe 5 minutes. Get out of my car, hand him $20, said Merry Christmas, and then I left. I went back to work. Monday I went to work, and Tuesday I didn't even make it all the way in the door. My regional service manager was sitting there with a set of papers in her hand, pulled me into a conference room, and that was I'm sorry, we can't continue to have you employed here. She said it was an unauthorized interaction with a customer.
The regional manager cited unauthorized interaction with customer as to the reason of her firing, which sounds really strange given that she was authorized by her superior to go visit the customer while on the clock, as she was acting as a liaison for the bank. Our guess is that this is probably what the CEO meant when they said they didn't quite get this call right, because, well, clearly they did not. This is the cold fact about employers. They no longer exercise reason. When a simple pull an employee into the office, let them know they shouldn't have done that, document and sign by both parties would have resolved the matter amicably, they decide that it's best to fire Emily, and actually news reports also stated that her supervisor also got fired. All for giving a hard-working bank client $20 during the holiday season. You still want a job? Because we promise that there are other ways to make money, as our guide on the matter will explain. Please sign up to receive the Employment Apocalypse Survival Guide. This is a handy resource that will give you tips and strategies on how to survive life with a job. Unfair workplace treatment, unfair managers, how to leave and set up your own business. These can be found within this guide. Just simply click on the registration link in the description box below to receive the details. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can be an official supporter of the Job Zombie movement. And, as always, thanks for watching.